Hey folks, Mike Johnson here. If it's got wheels and an engine, you're in the right place. On this channel, we dive into car repairs, maintenance tips, and everything you need to keep your ride running smooth. If you're into cars and want to keep learning, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe. It really helps the channel out. All right, enough talking. Let's get into it.
Repairing rust isn't difficult, but it does take time. Most of the time, primer and paint have to dry between steps. Expect to spend around €100 on supplies such as sandpaper, primer, masking tape, and polyethylene sheeting, a sticky cloth, polishing compound, touch-up paint, and clear varnish. Choose a calm, cloudy day and block out the whole day to repair the most common rust stains on the hood and doors. You can buy automotive touch-up paint in pints and quarts for use in a spray gun, aerosol cans, or rolling ball applicators. Even if you know how to use a spray gun, mixing automotive paint with a reducer to match temperature and humidity conditions can be very difficult. We don't recommend it. Instead, buy spray cans for larger repairs and bead applicators for repairing scratches. To buy the perfect color match for your vehicle's factory paint, you first need to find the car manufacturer's paint code. It may be in a variety of places on the body, in the engine compartment or trunk, or other locations. Use one of these online resources to find instructions on how to locate your paint code, automotivity.com or duplicolor.com. Most late-model vehicles are painted with a base coat to clear coat. The base coat contains only the pigments and binder resins, the clear coat is just the gloss. You'll need equal quantities of both. You'll also need a self-etching epoxy primer to bite into the bare metal, and a lacquer primer to hold the paint. Duplicolor brand is available at most auto parts stores, car dealerships, and online retailers. You can buy car paint locally from a professional auto body supplier. Next, buy 40-600 and 1000 grit sandpaper, a sanding block, grease and wax remover, polyethylene sheets, painter's tape, a sticky cloth and a microfiber cloth. Mask the vehicle. Mask the repair area. Tape the leading edge of the polyethylene sheet a few feet away from the repair, so you can mix the touch-up paint in the right areas. Protect the whole vehicle from paint splashes with polyethylene tarpaulins. If you're painting the hood, spread poly tarpaulins over the engine and fenders. In door areas, cut sheets of poly to fit the door opening and tape it to the door frame. The final mask should be a foot or two away from the repair area. Photo 1. Sand, feather, and clean. Remove rust sand through rust stains, down to bare metal. Then enlarge the sanded area to make room for the edges. Switch to 120 grit sandpaper to apply the edges of the repair area. Fill the feathering with 220 grit. Clean with detergent. Clean the entire unmasked area with a degreasing dishwashing detergent, followed by clean rinse water. Leave to dry. Then wipe the area once more with a lint-free cloth to remove any remaining dust or lint. Use a tack cloth to remove particles from the unmasked area. Then clean the sanded area and apply the paint manufacturer's preparation solvent. If rust has created pits in the metal, you can fill them now with a filler or wait for the epoxy primer to dry and apply several coats of filler primer. Priming the surface. Apply epoxy primer, then filler primer. Spray filler primer in heavier coats to cover the entire repair area. Move the can slightly away from the surface and blend it into the surrounding painted area. Sanding the primer. Starting with 600 grit sandpaper, smooth the primer and crease the edges. Then switch to 1000 grit wet sandpaper to permanently sand the entire repair, including blended areas. Self-biting epoxy primer offers strong adhesion to bare metal, so use it as the first coat. Spray 2 to 3 medium coats, respecting the recommended waiting time indicated on the label, usually 15 minutes, between coats. Wait 1 hour for the epoxy to dry to the touch, longer if it's humid outside. Sand epoxy primer with wet 1000 grit sandpaper. Wash with clean water and allow to dry. Wipe off dried epoxy primer with a lint-free cloth and apply 2 to 3 heavier coats of lacquer primer, allowing to dry between each coat. Allow the lacquer primer to dry to the touch, at least 1 hour, before sanding. Sand with 320 grit sandpaper. Then sand the entire repair area. Spray base coat. Apply colored base coat. Start at the bottom of the repair and apply the color coat in rows from left to right, overlapping each pass by about a third. Build the color slowly into the repair and surrounding areas in 2 to 3 coats, leaving about 10 to 15 minutes between coats. Holding the spray bottle about 12 inches from the surface, spray the repaired area. The slower you build up the color coat, the better it will look under the clear coat. Allow the base coat to dry to the touch, at least 60 minutes. Don't sand the base coat, especially metallic colors, unless you've created indentations. In this case, sand lightly, then repaint the retouched areas. Add the clear coat. Spray on the clear coat. Apply several coats of clear varnish, observing the recommended drying time between coats. Gradually work the clear coat into the surrounding painted areas to achieve a smooth blending line. This is the most difficult part because all the clear coats run easily and will ruin the look of your paint job. If you create a cast in the clear coat, you'll need to let it dry for at least 48 hours before trying to fix it with fine grit sandpaper and polish. Next, you'll need to repaint the sanded area. Practice spraying on a piece of cardboard to get an idea of the nozzle and application speed. Clean the painted area one last time with a cloth. Next, apply the first coat of clear varnish so that it looks damp. Allow the clear coat to dry for several hours before driving the vehicle, and at least 48 hours before polishing. Using an old cotton t-shirt or microfiber cloth and polish, hand polish the repaired area. Do not use a polishing machine for this step. Wait at least 30 days before waxing. In conclusion, repairing rust on your car is a manageable task that can significantly extend its lifespan and maintain its appearance. By following the steps we've outlined, assessing the damage, gathering the right tools, and applying the appropriate techniques, you can effectively tackle rust issues and prevent them from worsening. Remember, regular maintenance and prompt attention to any signs of rust will help keep your vehicle in top condition. Thank you for watching, and we hope you feel empowered to take on this project with confidence.